I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-Minute Convos, where I help you create a brand of your own unique real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good morning, Laura Baxter. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful morning?
I'm doing great.
It's a great pleasure to connect with you.
Same here. I was going to say it's a little on the gray side here in Germany, but although the sky, you see there's some blue sky coming through. It was wonderful connecting to you too.
Well, do tell us which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time.
Oh, which of my talents? Probably curiosity, I would say, more than anything else. When I heard about what you're doing, I thought that sounds fascinating. I would love to find out more about it. What my area is presence. I'm an opera singer, and so I help people develop their presence. Both what we recognize as true presence is a combination of a lot of different factors. And I find that different people work on different aspects, but not the entire picture. In my work, the focus is not only, as on the opera stage, owning the room, making yourself larger than life, being able to expand your energy to fill a room, but also a strong inner presence. And it's literally through the combination of being able to be centered and focused and in your center, and the ability to own the room, that is what we recognize then as true presence. So that's what I do. And
Where did you learn that from?
Life. Like I said, I'm an opera singer, so therefore it's really part of our training. I would say from my personality, I'm much more introverted, and it was definitely something I had to learn, although it came rather naturally once I was on the stage. But you literally learn to, in order to be able to send your voice into a hall with 1,000 or 2,000 people in it, into a theater, and sing over an orchestra, you have to learn to exude your energy into that room and literally own the room. Otherwise, the voice won't carry. And that ability is one of the things I use or I do to train people and to do that in their everyday life, especially in more business settings or, business or political settings.
That's intriguing. Yeah, I got to see you sing. Wow, you are amazing. It's amazing that body has in it what comes out as a voice. It's really fascinating.
Well, that's actually the fascinating thing is every single one of us has that ability, and that's the beautiful thing about it. It's just a matter of training. Obviously, the size of the voice varies somewhat, but every one of us. I mean, have you ever heard a newborn baby cry or scream?
Yeah.
It's loud, yeah. And actually, a newborn baby has the ability, or the voice carries in a newborn baby to almost 2 miles. So that every one of us is born with that ability. We just sort of forget it as we grow up and mature. And so what we do in the operatic world is we relearn it, I suppose, or we train it again.
It's pretty amazing. Where can people go to connect and see more of what you do, Laura?
You can go to my website to find out about, just in general, more information about who I am and also upcoming dates. That's the www Voice for Leadership, and the 4 is the number 4. So voice, then the number 4, leadership.com.
Yeah. You probably chose the number 4 because it sounds as though it's 4 of you singing, right? I'm joking.
It's shorter. Save the letters is why I chose it. But yeah, and also on Facebook if they'd like to follow me. We're actually starting a series of Facebook Live events coming up. So
that's wonderful. Well, do tell us, Laura, one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
One thing that I've done consistently over the last 3 years?
Yeah.
In respect to like a ritual that I incorporate in my life, or working, which
Yeah, you could do personal.
I could do which, I'm sorry,
You could do your personal life, yeah. You could do a ritual if you want to, yeah. There are some people that don't even have one. You actually have options. That's intriguing.
Okay. I would say the most important one is to make time to reflect more than anything else. I wish that I could say that I were absolutely as consistent as I would like to be. Certainly meditation is very important. And being able just to have downtime alone to reflect on life. So either going for a walk, which is one of the ways I love to be able to sort of reconnect to myself, just walking through nature, or taking time to meditate. Like I said, I would love to say that I meditate every day for 3 hours. I don't, but I do often, and it takes on different forms. So I think that for me, that is a very, very important aspect of just in general what I do, and how I cope with life. Yeah,
How does it make you feel?
that helps. Actually, I would say, how does it make me feel? Creative.
Why would you suggest
Because
it to someone that's listening that they do that as well?
I would suggest that those listening do it for several different reasons. Like I said, with me, the creative thought comes in that stillness. All of a sudden, ideas come to mind without even consciously trying to find those ideas, or also not just ideas, but also solutions to problems just come to mind. But the other reason, which I think is even more important, is so many people have such hectic lives in this day and age. We've got so much information being kind of thrown at us at once, that there's a tendency to literally not be able to sit still for any length of time. And that's not only not healthy, it's not good. It just continues to feed into, if you're not able to sit still for a short period of time, then it feeds into other health problems. Everything from not being able to sleep to having problems with weight, or having problems with blood pressure, etc. So just that ability to be still and find that center helps in just so many ways. Like I said, with solutions, with creativity, also with health, the ability to be healthy, and also in my work, it helps immensely with the ability to find your center. It's not possible to be centered and inwardly present if you don't know how.
Amazing audience, you're hearing it live here from Laura Baxter. Again, you can connect with her by going to www.voiceforleadership.de. Laura, let's switch gears for a moment now, and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Laura, what is your earliest childhood memory?
My earliest childhood memory is when I was in the hospital when I was 2 years old.
Why is this memory so clear?
Because I felt like my brother and I were both very sick, very dehydrated from some flu or virus or something, and so they had to hospitalize us. And he was much sicker than I was, so he just sort of laid there, and I felt like my job was to defend us both. And so when they would bring in these needles, shots that we were supposed to get, I guess, for whatever reason, probably antibiotics or something, I thought they were attacking us. And so I, fought against the nurses who brought in these evil these evil shots and things. At some point, though, I have to say they won. I don't remember them winning. My father told the story of them wrapping me in a sheet in order to be able to give me the shot. But I just remember fighting, and I remember the nurse coming into the room. And yeah, I think that's the earliest. Other than that, small things like, snow or Easter dresses, things like that, from the time I was about 3 or 4 years old.
How do you see this memory where you're in the hospital connected to who you are today?
I think it shows that I'm a fighter. I've never thought about that. I think it shows that I'm a fighter, definitely. And it also, I have a lot to do with, I work actually, one of the larger client bases that I have are with people in the healthcare industry. So it might have to do with that. I never thought about
it. That's intriguing. Well, can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Yes, please.
I love the idea that you said your father said that you were wrapped up, contained, if you would. But in your memory, you don't remember being contained. You remember being the fighter. And I love the idea that what you help people understand is their ability to fill a room, understanding that definitely is a fight, isn't it? To understand that you have the right to be all that you can be in that moment. And you do it well with your voice. Ooh, you do it well. And you express a lot how necessary it is to have your presence, who you are, your unique presence, which is pretty intriguing to me. Because again, I listen to your voice and wow, your voice filled the room. But it's just fascinating to see how those connect, that even back then, you were not going to let anyone contain who you are.
I love it. Thank you. That's great. That is wonderful.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Interestingly enough, you're still fighting for others as well. That's amazing. If we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
When I was 12. Actually, I have to go back to age 10 because I was still in elementary school.
All right.
At 12, I don't have nothing pops to mind, but at age 10, I remember being on the elementary school playground and singing at the top of my lungs, not very well, in the sense of what I know today about the voice, but still singing at the top of my lungs, Top of the World. Do you remember that song? From Karen, the Carpenter sang it, Karen Carpenter, and it was one of the top hits at that time, about being, I'm on the top of the world, full,
Yeah, it definitely connects, right?
It definitely does connect, actually, yeah.
There we go. Well, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there is a small declaration form, so it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Laura?
Yeah.
Laura, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Have I chosen someone to pass on my skills to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you married?
Yes.
Do you have children?
Yes.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
Oh, that's a good question. Normally, no. Actually, I still don't watch TV, but I have to say with the political situation in the world right now, I watch more than I should. So,
What about screen time, the phone and the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
It's probably less than 8 hours a day, but it's close because I write, so it's so on the computer it's quite a few hours. I'd probably say between 6 and 7 hours a day.
If you, Laura, had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Laura Baxter, what would you say that is?
Open up and the world is yours.
Love it. Laura, this has been a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
just to wish them all the best, and to know that they have much more potential than they've ever. So if I speak directly, then you've got much more potential than you ever realized, and to find ways to let that potential come out, and to allow you to be empowered to literally, to reach not only your potential, but to lighten up the world around you.
Starting with filling the room that you're in.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Laura Baxter, again, great pleasure. Thank you for being on What is Inspired By 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.